Hey guys, today I want to show off my B&T APC-9 Pro and show you what I did to it and what kind of crazy accessories that I bought for it. And let's start. So first of all, safety check as usual. This is empty. And all right. So where do we start? First of all, magazine. This is a B&T type for the lower, and I got another magazine, and I bought a twin pack for it, and because I think it's pretty cool and for quick, magazine change, and it increases the overall weight when you shoot, with the two full magazines and yada yada. So funny story, I initially bought it for a SIG lower, and when the KY Gunco shipped it to me, after all the paperwork, I realized that, hey, it's actually a B&T lower. And because obviously when I initially checked when it was delivered to my FFL, I had no idea there are three different lowers. So, but then at the end it turned out to be better, because I think the B&T lower is just looks better. The angle and everything, it looks better than the Glock and SIG lower. So yeah, that's a small kind of funny story. So putting that aside, accessory wise, pretty standard Holosun 510, green laser, and the O-light. It kind of doesn't look quite well here, but I think if you put anything else, such as the Streamlight RM2 green laser, which came out not so long ago, it will probably look better, and with all the wires and everything. But for me, it's just it's usable. It might not look ideal to you, but as a range toy, it is what it is. So let's go from probably top down. So on top, what I did is this, the iron sight. Because the original B&T iron sight are plastic, and they don't look really well built or solid, although a lot of you might just say they work equally well. But I just went with Troy Industries HK style iron sight, which are metal, and feels really good, and it's very easy to use, very easy to zero, to make it a co-witness with the green dot, and just overall just solid. I just like solid build, and great quality feeling, that kind of thing. So that's that. Coming down, the foregrip, I think the default was a Picatinny rail, and I just replaced that with, just like this side. So I just replaced that with a grip panel from HB Industries, because when I hold it like this, the Picatinny rail feels a little bit rough and rubbing on my hand. So I just really enjoy having this kind of smooth panel. Going down, the foregrip, or the angled foregrip, and this is from CSM, and this is so far the kind of the best feeling foregrip for myself. And I did buy a couple of other options, which is kind of a little bit too much. But I'm telling you, this is probably so far the best kind of looking and the best feeling options that I have. And it's different from their website's introduction, because they actually had, I believe, two different versions, because I emailed them, say, hey, why it doesn't look the same as your picture on your website. Their first version was longer than this, and it has a little groove, and then they realized that with that, if you don't take this one apart, you cannot take the lower, because it's really rubbing against the lower. So it makes the whole disassemble and the field strip or whatever is very hard. And then they shorten it, and now this version, I think it works better, because not only it doesn't block the lower, disassembly, and it doesn't get in the way of the jet funnel as well. So this is this, and this one is from Night Strike, and it is a, yeah, you see Night Strike, and it is a little bit shorter, and to me when I hold it, it feels a little bit smaller, you know, crunchy, I guess, compared to this, but you know, it's still usable. And this is from A3 Tactical. This is actually for APC9K, if you will, which it has a much shorter barrel and everything. So it is also kind of usable, but it's not as comfortable as this one on APC9 Pro. So if you have a K, you might think about this. So going down a little bit, moving down a little bit, as I mentioned, this is B&T jet funnel. Is useful, maybe not, but I bought it just because, you know, I'd like to throw on whatever accessories that I can find on my guns overall, just for fun. You know, it's like adult Lego kind of thing. So I think it looks good. It works. I mean, it doesn't get in your way, adds a little bit of weight, you know. And big thing, the trigger. Well, if you know my channel, my very first video is about, you know, installing this trigger. So this is ELF APC, not APC, AR9 trigger. And that is officially confirmed. They even put it on their website. It officially confirmed to work with APC. So I bought it, installed it. I like it a lot. I mean, the original stock trigger is not bad, but I just love that, you know, no take up, single state kind of thing. See, that's how crispy and lightweight it is. That's it. Oh man. Check it out again. So no take up, you're at the wall and you pull. That's it. Super crisp. Oh man, I just can't, I can't ask for anything better than this. And also what's cool is you can adjust the trigger pull weight. There is a, I remember there's a tuning screw in there, and you can just use a Allen wrench of some kind and then just adjust the trigger pull, and I decrease it to minimum. And the other version, they have even a knob to help you adjust the weight, but that doesn't fit with the APC9, so that is probably for a more standard AR9 platform. And recently I was looking at JP's trigger. If you know, JP is the company that produce competition level PCC. It's probably so their JP5, I think, is probably the best PCC competition, you know, rifle or pistol out there. It's like super expensive. I tried to build it and just see how expensive it is, and it turned out to be nearly 4,000. Anyhow, their trigger is sick. I really want to try their what is it, a cylinder kind of shape trigger, you know. So I emailed them, asked them, hey, would your trigger work on, because they mentioned it works on AR9 platform. So I asked them, hey, does it happen to be working on APC9 by any chance? But unfortunately, they haven't tried it. They haven't, you know, officially confirmed by themselves. So there is a chance that it doesn't work, but that's probably something that I will find opportunity to buy and try. And even if it doesn't work, I can keep it, because ultimately I might still have an AR9 or something like that. Yeah, I will produce a video, you know, if it works. So that's another thing I want to try. They look really cool, but honestly, I don't know whether it can get any better than this ELF trigger. This is just, you know, it's just looking wise, it might, the cylinder kind of look might be more interesting than a hollow triangle kind of shape to someone. Anyhow, moving on, the grip. This is from Hogue. I replaced this from Hogue. I think it's AR-15, 15 degree kind of angle one, because I I enjoy shooting with my hand be able to go down, my wrist the angle be able to go down a little bit, not like this, because it's a little bit uncomfortable here. So being able to move down with this 14 degrees angle is makes a big difference for me, and their whole, their quality is super good, and I installed it no problem so far, and I really like this solid build, good material and everything. So there are a lot of options for you to choose from. Next, the safety selection. So the safety selection, the stock one is kind of known to be more stiff and harder to operate. So I replaced the inner spring with HB Industries weight reduction spring, so that this safety selector, can be really easy to operate. See, just like that. So, this is probably easier. Yeah. So really easy to operate. This is like, to me, this is like night and day different, because if you try to shoot, well, I think since this is a new gun, over time, if you shoot it, like if you operate a whole bunch of times, thousands of times, it might just get better. But I think that is at the cost of rubbing the selectors, like plastic material, off a little bit over time. I don't like that. So to me, really, the reduced spring weight is really good. I like that ease of changing the safety. And then on the other side, I chose the HB Industries Safety Selector Delete because the original one is kind of symmetrical to the left side, and when you're shooting like this, it's okay, it doesn't get in your way. But when you're not shooting, when you're putting your finger like this in a kind of ready state, or then you could kind of complain about it, it could get in your way. But it might not be really a big problem, because I might be just picky right here, and I just want to try everything. So this, to me, it works really well. I like this safety selector delete. Makes a lot of difference. And to me, I know a lot of people when they shoot rifle or PCC or whatever, when they're done shooting, putting on the safety, they just have a habit of using the index finger to do it. So for that scenario, might not be good for you, but for me, this is easier because this is so light, so easy to operate. Okay. Moving to the rear. This is B&T's telescope. Come on. How do I put it back? Telescopic brace adapter, as well as the tail hook. Mod 1C is a little bit smaller, so this works perfect for me. Very, very solid build. Before this, I own a SB tactical folding brace, and from aesthetic perspective or performance, well, actually, probably not a big performance difference if you compare to folding brace and the telescopic, but it's just by how compact it is, because there's no folding kind of thing, how compact it is, how well it is integrated into the gun. I think this is the best, although price is a problem, right? Even if you can find a deal online, the adapter itself probably around, I would say, $550 is probably the best price you can find, plus about $100 for the tail hook. So it is an investment. You decide whether it's worth it. So to me, I don't know, to be honest. It doesn't change my shooting experience that much, but just purely for fun and for the appearance, I think it's worth it, but anyhow, moving on to the front, you notice that I have a 3-lug QD 3-lug to 1/2 by 28 adapter here, because I want to install muzzle brake. Why I bought this? By the way, this is available from Tar Heel Industries or Precision. I don't remember. So that distributor, famous distributor for B&T. So they have this adapter. Initially, I didn't have this. So my APC9 Pro comes with the 3-lug barrel, right? And if you want a muzzle brake, pretty much the only option is this, right? From HK Parts, they build stuff for B&T, and this was the muzzle brake I bought initially. So it's a 3-lug thing interface. Oh man, it works really well. There is a noticeable difference if you put a muzzle brake on it, just like this, a muzzle brake on it, and there's a noticeable muzzle flip reduction on the muzzle flip, and there's a noticeable quicker speed of getting back on target. So I would say it works. However, yes, people can argue that if you practice on your skills, practice on how you really hold your PCC, round your shoulder at the back of the brace or stock, round it up, move it towards your center of your torso, and then pull the gun back as hard as you can and really stabilize it and everything, then you should have zero kind of a recoil or zero muzzle flip for a 9mm, especially for 115 grain bullet ammo. Yeah, all that is true. However, if you don't have as that much of training or whatever, and if you still want to enjoy the benefit of muzzle brake, I would say yeah, it definitely works, definitely helps. So it's up to you. Anyhow, so the problem is this works. That's the benefit. The problem is, oh boy, is smoky, because all of these holes, instead of the all the blast and powder and the gas and everything blowing up forward, they are gonna stay around you, right? That is the problem for me, because if your range, outside range is probably fine. If your indoor range does not have that strong forward airflow, it could be a problem. You could feel really uncomfortable shooting it, because you will be surrounded by all the powder and gas and everything, and yeah, very bad experience. Therefore, I was starting to look at other options, and almost all the other fancy muzzle brakes, they don't support 3-lug. So therefore I had to buy this adapter, and then I was open to a lot more options with this 1/2x28 thread. For example, this is from Striker Industries. I believe this is a hybrid, which means it is something. Let me move it here a little bit. What it means is, like, internally it is something like this, so that it gives you that forward pulling, so it can make the gas to pull your barrel or gun forward a little bit. That's how it try to offset that muzzle brake, the muzzle flip kind of thing. So it try to pull your gun forward, and while you're shooting it, you can actually feel it. And at the same time, outside, it put a kind of a blast shield kind of thing, and then also prevent. So after the gas comes out of the muzzle brake, it can be captured by the shield thing, and then be able to still route the rest of the gas forward and the blast forward as well, so that you don't have that problem of all the gases surrounding you. So to me, this kind of thing is really brilliant. So I really love shooting the muzzle brake surrounded by a blast shield. So this is from Striker Industries. It's kind of integrated. Everything is a single piece. So it's a kind of, can you see it? Yeah, it's kind of integrated. You don't need to worry about it like two pieces and multiple pieces, that kind of thing. And from there, I went crazy and looked for all such options for 9mm. And let's see. First of all, Landtech Dragon to me is probably the best. I have it on my MPX, but honestly, is really small different because it's a 9mm. At the end of the day, you know, the difference is not really that big. So, but if you just look at the quality and everything, you know, to me, Landtech is the king. And oh, I do have, so this is the muzzle brake, but I do have the shield that surrounds it, but it is on my MPX, so I'll show it in my other video, but I do have a blast shield for it. Right, this is Landtech Dragon for 9mm. Next, we have Odin Atlas 9. So as you can see, this is a kind of a multi-piece kind of thing, adjustable comp, blah. Honestly, I haven't shot this. Well, I have shot the Landtech, especially on my MPX, but I have not shot this. I guess I bought it just for the sake of collection. So if any day I feel like, hey, let's try a different muzzle brake, I would do that. But as you can see, this is not a completely blast shield kind of thing, but it is still adjustable in a certain way. So I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of experience on that yet. Just something fun. I will let you know, or I will record another video if I ever try this. Next up, SLR Rifle Works. This is their mini comp, so it's kind of very similar to this guy. It's just more, very similar to this guy that I originally had for the from HK. So it's mini, right? Very small, and I believe it also works. Yeah, this SLR. Oh, actually, this is. I might be wrong. This is not Striker Industry, right? This is probably SLR Rifle Works as well. Anyhow, I will look it up and correct it. Sorry, I have too many accessories here. But anyhow, this is from SLR Rifle Works mini comp. What's interesting is it works with this VG6 Precision's cage. VG6 cage. So this will act as some kind of a blast shield. So VG6 cage does not only work on VG6 stuff, muzzle brake does not only work on its own muzzle brake, it also works with SLR mini comp. How fun is that? So again, I have not shot any of this. I just bought them for collection purpose. I know I'm crazy. Next up, yeah, I have another muzzle brake that I got and haven't shot yet. Fortis control shield. It's a package. This is more like the Landtech Dragon. So inside it has a piece of muzzle brake. You can shoot that alone, and outside it has a shield. So, but it's not completely, it still has holes on it. So anyhow, I think it works. Oh, it's broken, the cover, the package, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm interested shooting that as well. It looks sick. Let's open it. This is probably the first time I'm opening. So crush washer. Yeah, look at that. The shape and the look is just badass. This looks so crazy. And then you put a shield. It's a shame that you had to put a shield on it because this looks so badass. I think with this shape, I would assume after you shoot it, a lot amount of gas will actually blow not only to sideways, it will blow back to you a little bit, even just looking at the shape, how it guides the gas. That would be my guess. So if you're completely outside, so yeah, it might not be a problem. So for inside range, you'll probably need to use this blast control shield is what they call it. However, it does hide that awesome shape for you, which is a shame. Anyhow, put that aside. Anything else? Is there anything else I haven't gone through yet? No, I did not customize this. Even though I've had a lot of things going on here, I still did not customize it as much as my MPX. My MPX is even more crazy. It's crazier, and I will show you. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so have a nice weekend, have a nice day. Thank you for watching. See you next time.